Good morning, everybody, and welcome on in. It is Tobin and Leroy. Game night.
Got a little taste last night.
Happy heat season, everybody.
Got a little taste last night.
Yep.
Not the taste I was looking for.
I was confused because Magic Johnson for the Lakers, first of all, he didn't start. And second of all, he was minus 17. I was told the Heat losing Magic Johnson was going to be crippling to them. So,
Gavis.
Yeah, I'm just confused because I was told losing the greatest point guard known to man. I was told that was going to be crippling. And listen, this is no knock on Gabe because I do love the guy, but again, the Heat are people were acting like the Heat were losing, the best point guard known to man. So, either way, the Lakers, they still can't beat the Nuggets. That Joker.
He's good.
He's good.
I mean,
he's good.
You know what sucks about him? He's one of those people, and he wasn't even trying.
Nope.
Right? You get mad at him because you look at him and he's just so effortless. Wasn't even trying.
I mean, he looks the way he does, and then you got Street Clothes who didn't score in the second half.
Yeah,
and it's just like sometimes it just doesn't make sense why the best basketball player in the world looks like that, and the best boxer in the world looks the way Tyson Fury does.
Right. Right. Well, I just saw the news on the bottom.
What happened?
John Jones out. Now.
Wait, what?
Wait. No, this is what we're going to get to right now.
Yeah.
Because
it's not a drug test.
Wait, so know the shenanigans that goes on with guys getting out. So is it another reason or is it really an injury?
They said he tore his pec last night, that he was training, I guess, was wrestling, and that something detached from his pec, and that he's out for 8 months.
Get some antler spray.
I mean, listen, he would if he could, but
hey, he didn't try everything else.
Yeah.
What's a little antler spray?
So yeah, I got that news this morning when I woke up. My producer for Tapped Out, actually, which is timely because we record today. But he's out. Stipe then said, "I'm not doing the fight then because he doesn't want to fight. He doesn't want to fight one of these young killers. He's like, I've done everything. I'm Stipe. I'm 40. I want to fight John Jones." So they're both out.
They're both out.
They're both out, and it's a killer because you want to know why?
Because we trust John Jones is why.
Yeah, I mean John Jones is
he's so good, so we always John Jones is back. John Jones is back.
Yeah, it's like, and again, this is unfortunate because this is injury. And I don't recall him ever being out because of injury. Obviously, for very, very many other reasons. Every other reason. Now he has a legit reason, but it's like, on top of this, it's kind of like what Deshaun Watson's going through right now. It's like, he already had a lot of reasons why he was out. Now you're hurt too.
Right.
So John Jones, John Jones is out 8 months, and I don't really know what they're going to do here because, I know what they're going to do for the fight, but it's interesting because now you're going to have an interim champion, and typically the interim champion fights the champion. So, like, is the Stipe fight just off, like, forever?
He said he's 40. He said he want to fight. I don't blame him.
First of all, the guy that's fighting, Sergey Pavlovich, this giant Russian. I saw him fight in Orlando. I saw him beat Ty.
When you went up there?
I went up there to watch. Yeah, I drove up there for the night to go watch UFC.
That was that the first fights in back? The first one of the
No,
first...
I went up for Jacksonville too. No, this was near the last Christmas.
Okay.
They were down here. And I'm like, hey, listen, you're in the state. Now they had not announced they were coming to Miami yet, so I probably wouldn't have made that drive if I knew they were coming in a few months later.
Right.
But this Pavlovich, he's the scariest person I think. This is including Francis Ngannou. He's the scariest person I think I've ever seen step in a cage. He's the scariest Russian, and I don't like his Instagram because he lives down here. And he's just walking around in button-down shirts, living his best life. And it looks like he's just on Russian vacation when I know he's a killer. And I don't like he killed Tai Tuivasa so easily.
Right. And so Stipe don't want that smoke?
No. And I wouldn't either. And even John Jones was like, I think I'm retiring after this.
Right.
And of course you would, because this guy is a monster. It's a legitimate monster who's nobody's ever heard of. So why would you want to fight him? And then he's going to be fighting this guy, Tom Aspinall, who's a British guy. He's really good too. But he probably would have fought for the belts already. He had a knee injury last year that put him on the sideline, and he's never seen the third round. He finishes everybody in the first round, but he's not as intimidating looking as this Pavlovich is. So, look, it's a good fight, but the thing that's a killer about it is Jon Jones versus Stipe. This is a very young sport, and there's very few things that feel historical, and you're talking about maybe the greatest heavyweight of all time, the greatest fighter of all time, getting into an octagon and getting to square off, and that's taken away from you. You're just like,
and a year later, a lot can change in a year.
Of course.
Because that's what happens when we finally see these fights. Somebody's old or somebody's banged up, or just the years of doing it is worn them down. And it's not.
It took Jon Jones just to get to heavyweight. Like, you think he's gonna be like, oh, gung ho, let's go back and let's take on a Russian no one's ever heard of.
You look how long it took him to get to. Well, now the only difference is he ain't got to cut no weight.
No, he doesn't. But
if you've seen his brothers, right? He is a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's the slimmest of all of them.
He's pretty beefy now.
Well, he's beefy now, but have you seen his brothers?
Oh my God, scary.
Right. Exactly.
Scary.
In fact, his Chris on Kansas City, they got like one of the top defenses in the league.
He's not related to Chris Jones.
Chris Jones is not related to
him.
It's John
Jones and Chandler.
He's related to Chandler's going through a lot of stuff.
He's going through a lot of stuff too.
Arthur, I think he's been retired for a little bit.
There it is, Arthur.
God, if he was related to Chris Jones too.
Jesus. You're all built like
it's a giant
moose.
So yeah, I was bummed to hear that news this morning. Because Stipe versus Jon Jones, that's definitely been one we've been wanting forever.
I think when I go up to Cleveland, I'm gonna look for Stipe.
You should.
I can find him.
Yeah, go to the Firehouse.
Which is crazy. Now that's what makes him America's guy, right?
Yeah.
Say, you know what? After I get done with this, making all my money, I got 72 hours at the station.
Stipe is funny too, man, because I got a lot of respect for him because he ain't gonna fight unless he gets the fight he wants. You know, a lot of these guys, they'll take they'll take a side job. Yeah, they'll take whatever fight the UFC gives him. And Stipe is one of the reasons I don't think they embrace him as much as they do, even though he's probably the greatest heavyweight of all time.
Right?
Is like, nah, I'm not gonna just step in and do whatever. I'm not gonna do Alexander. Like, think about this. This past weekend, one guy is legitimately the pound for pound best outside of Jon Jones, but even probably has the best argument against Jon Jones of anybody, Alexander Volkanovski. He's like, I'll step in on 10 days notice. And Kamaru Usman, who's one of the greatest welterweights of all time, like, I'll step in on 10 days notice. Both of them taking on two killers who had full camps, and they're just like, yeah, I'll step in. Nobody does this in fighting. This is crazy. And, maybe like a Cowboy Cerrone will do it every now and then, or a Masvidal will take a shit. Guys who have never won the belt before. These are very decorated champions.
Right.
And
both of them lost.
And they both lost. One got head kicked, and one guy, got basically ragdolled for a round.
But the fact
did good after that, but clearly was hampered because he didn't get to train like the other guy got to train. He didn't get to do a year to get his body ready for middleweight. And I just thought that was interesting. Like, Stipe's always gone with, I'm not gonna fight the fight I want to fight. I'm not going to fight your fight. So that's always a cool thing with Stipe.
He's the thing that impresses me about Stipe, he is the only fighter that treats UFC like his side job.
Yeah.
And so from that standpoint, there's never any pressure on him.
Never has to eat in Cleveland, never has to pay for a meal in Cleveland.
No.
Or can just do autograph signings in Cleveland. He's
he got 8 champ.
He's just good. He's just good. And he just lives his happy life. And that's that. So anyway, those are headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford. You're just looking.
The truck is in the bag.
We know trucks.
It is Miami Heat night. The Heat open up tonight against the Detroit Pistons. We will get into that as the Miami Heat get ready for another lovely season. We'll take a break. Back with more after this. Miami Heat season gets underway today. 7:30 from the Kaseya Center. I'll be boots on the ground. Looking forward to it. Heat, Pistons, and they venture out on the road for 3. So
they deserve to be at home.
Why is your mic facing that way?
I don't know, dude. You lucky it's close to my mouth.
I guess so.
Yo.
Hey, Vlad.
Take it easy, man.
Thank you for your contributions, Vlad.
Yeah, thank you for wearing a Heat shirt
the
today.
old hate to lollygag.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be now. This is going in kind of banged up. No J. Rich tonight. No Haywood Highsmith. You got Caleb Martin on a minutes restriction because of his knee. Jaime Jaquez seems like he's a little bit banged up too. Kyle Lowry going to be the starting point guard after all that. That fake drama that was all the that was all the rage at the start of camp. Oh, I can't believe Kyle said he expected to start. Ooh.
Who said that?
He did. No, like people were like reacted to. Oh, I can't believe he's saying that.
Here's the thing, and I got on Tyler about this, even though I understood where he was coming from. Right? It's something to be said to be a starter in the NBA, but the Heat do things differently.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those starting 5 minutes are not an indication of who you are and what you mean to this team.
Yes.
It's more of when you get to the last 6 or 7 minutes of the game, who does he trust enough to have play that stretch?
Right.
That's how Spo operates. But Tyler still wanted to be a starter.
Yeah.
I get it. I understand it. But
it probably did. I get Tyler wanting to start. He's young. Kyle Lowry's established in his career, but even with him saying that, I'm like, who cares? What's wrong with him saying I expect to start?
That's not the important part, according to this team and the way they've done things.
Yeah, in the pantheon of drama, I was like, that is such a nothing. That was a nothing story. But because you never know how things are going to shake out, and now he is going to start tonight, most likely. I mean, I don't have the starting lineup, but use logic, and that's gonna be. He's had a good camp. He's in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what this year brings. Let's see what he brings to the table. I do think it's I don't love that all this stuff has kind of gotten brought back up over this past week, because I do feel like there's a little bit of angst from the Heat fan, because I think it was at a good point. Start of camp, preseason, everybody was kind of excited. This Bradley Beal thing over the last couple of days has kind of annoyed me, because it's like you're starting to dwell back on what didn't happen over the summer.
I mean,
and
you gotta let some things go, dude.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Did Bradley Beal play last night?
He did not.
So why would you want a guy who's not
That's
even
what I'm saying.
His back doesn't work.
Wait, because you'll be saying the same thing. Okay, we got Bradley Beal. Oh, well, here's who's not starting. Here's who's not playing. Bradley Beal. Oh, didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
Why are you making a big deal about this? He's not playing basketball for anybody right now.
Because he's the second superstar that said that they wanted to play for the Heat over the summer.
It is. And that's the thing that's happened over the last week, where it's just like everybody's now reminded again, oh, yeah, they didn't do anything. And the other thing that's been interesting from the organization standpoint, which I don't really understand, because there was this I saw this clip today from Mark Spears, who did this whole diary with Bradley Beal, because the Heat, after this stuff comes out where he's like, oh, that was my initial place, it was kind of a gut punch when they didn't want me, when they were dragging their feet. And it seems like the Heat had a little bit of uneasiness with paying Bradley Beal all that money. Now that you see he's got a back injury, he's been dealing with injuries. He also hasn't been on a very good team over the last few years. He's not been the guy who was an all-star a couple of years ago. I kind of get the uneasiness of not wanting to add the money of a Bradley Beal. That being said, it was for cheapskis, because he went for nothing. And you're essentially adding.
He went for nothing because
he makes a whole lot of money.
Yeah.
He makes a whole lot of money.
Which is crazy.
But the thing that I found interesting from the Heat is the Heat made this march to go public after these Bradley Beal comments come out and say, well, it was because of the no trade clause, which, look, the Heat are usually a very savvy organization when it comes to having a pulse of how to handle their PR. They're very buttoned up. They, don't like to leak anything. So for them to come forward with that, I found was strange, because you had this, I think the fan base, all of us, would have been completely fine with the answer, which was pretty obvious in front of our face, which was, yeah, they were uneasy about paying Bradley Beal, but they wanted to go after Damian Lillard. That was kind of the obvious thing in front of everybody, was it not, Leroy?
Yeah.
The Heat, We spent 3 seconds thinking about Bradley Beal. We spent an entire summer mind-numbingly talking about Damian Lillard. I'll tell you,
You were talking about Bradley Beal for 4 years.
Hold on. Who told you middle of the season, never wanted him? He's a flirt. I'm done with him. I've been telling you that. I was done with Bradley Beal.
You do that with all.
And you know what?
You do that
What
with
is-
all
and
the
what is
whales
the-
you don't end up with.
And what is this dude whose back doesn't even work? What is the last thing that he does to welcome me into the season? Is
No.
I really wanted to be in Miami the whole time. Hey, dude,
Hey,
get over it already.
Hey, back this bus up.
What?
You have now said that about every whale or so-called whale that you didn't end up with. Never wanted them anyway. So to say, when did I tell you I was out on Bradley Beal? Right? You've said that about a number of guys.
Wait, how can you be
you
sad?
you said it about Jimmy.
No, I didn't say
Yes,
that. No,
you
I didn't.
did.
No, I didn't. You're mincing words. No, I didn't.
What did
no, I
you
didn't.
say then?
What happened was
No,
there was.
you
I will.
dude,
I'm going to tell you what I said.
Hold
I'm
on.
going to tell you what I said. I know what I said.
You
I know what I said about Jimmy Butler.
better not
When he went from Minnesota to Philadelphia, there was that whole report where he got into it. I'm not. There's that whole report that he got into it with Brett Brown in a meeting. And what I said was, we may have dodged a bullet. We may have dodged a bullet. That's what I said. We may have dodged a bullet with Jimmy Butler.
May?
Yeah, may have dodged a bullet. Exactly.
Wait,
May?
so when he suggests may or possibly,
Speak into
Right.
your microphone.
he's basically saying, glad we didn't end up with Jimmy. And guess what?
And then we ended up with
And
Jimmy.
then all of a sudden now,
Right.
that May is, I've always wanted him. I always
Right.
wanted him.
Yes.
I mean, Jimmy Butler's been amazing. I love that.
Wait. Nobody's disputing what has happened since Jimmy's gotten here.
Right.
But I'm saying you go through these emotions with players once they get on your radar.
Mhm.
And Bradley Beal listen, for all the players that we've talked about possibly having a chance to come to the Heat, from the KDs
Mhm.
to all these players,
Mhm.
Bradley Beal has been on your radar
I would agree
for
with
the longest.
I would agree with that. People, I mean, like, listen, the flirtation was hot and heavy. I mean, there
You
were
were flirting with him too.
not just me. Bam Adebayo one time
Oh,
did a jersey exchange. No.
It's got nothing to do with
One
that.
time, Bam Adebayo wore a Bradley Beal. Vlad, have you ever seen this in the history of basketball? Bam Adebayo, 4 seasons ago, they did a jersey exchange, right? That's common.
That happens all the time.
Bam goes to the locker room, talks to the media on television with the Bradley Beal
That
jersey
he just wore?
on in reverse.
Yeah.
So it says Beal. And
On
I'm
the
like,
front. Yeah.
who I think it was a New Jersey.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
I don't think it was sweaty. But he wore the jersey. Okay. And then him and Mrs. Beal were doing all this flirtation on every time there was a Heat Photoshop. They liked it. Oh, I want to go to the beach. So I just got tired of his act. And then this whole Bradley Beal thing gets drummed up this week, pisses everybody off. And I'm like, hold on. Why are we talking about Bradley Beal's no trade clause, Bradley Beal's salary, Bradley Beal's, talent? The whole reason they didn't go after Bradley Beal, the numero uno reason was they wanted Damian Lillard.
Yeah, but that's this time.
No,
What about all the other times?
But I'm talking about this summer. He
Okay,
can talk
yeah.
about,
Yeah.
why was Miami dragging its feet? Yeah, I agree. The money was probably a factor. I don't know why they have to put it under the guise of no trade clause. That's stupid. I don't even know why you would put that out publicly. It's not going to make your fan base feel better. Hey, Heat Nation, why did they not go after Bradley Beal? Because they thought they were getting Damian Lillard. That's why. They thought they boxed in the Portland Trailblazers, and they thought they were going to get Damian Lillard. Why they would put out there, oh, it was the no trade clause. Look, if Damian Lillard wasn't a thing, I bet you they probably would have thought about it a lot longer. Why were they dragging their feet? Oh, I don't know, because a way better player is going to be available, and he's going to say publicly, I only want to come to Miami. So this Bradley Beal has thrown a Molotov cocktail of pissy fans. Yeah, he did.
But I thought you didn't want him.
I don't.
Then why do we hear?
Because
why do you have a problem with something or someone you don't care about?
Because as a mouthpiece for Heat Nation, I need to let my people know. I need to let my people know.
You cannot do this.
No, I was ready.
Oh, you're the worst.
No.
You are the worst. Now all of a sudden you're the mouthpiece for. No, that's just like
I am
you.
a mouthpiece.
That's like last month when you apologized on behalf of the Heat.
Are you
no. I
Are
apologize.
you the Jimmy Hart of the Miami Heat?
Wrong.
Who you apologize?
I apologize to Raheem Mostert on behalf of the Dolphins.
Yeah. No,
but I am.
No.
Bradley Beal is going to sit here, and he tried to ruin the start of Heat season, saying, I really wanted to be in Miami. And it's like, all right, I get you, dude, but they wanted Damian Lillard, not you. Sorry, you a second potato. That's it. Now we have no potatoes. Our potato is hopefully going to be a giant Serbian who's going to be
you have
the
mold
next
growing on your potato.
Yeah, we don't have any potatoes right now. But at the time, he was second potato, and
he wasn't even second to a potato. Like if I had a choice, right, of paying Damian Lillard $60 million, paying Beal $60 million, or paying nobody $60 million, it goes Dame, nobody, Beal.
Agreed.
So what? Like, yeah.
But why the Heat are deciding to come out here and be like, oh well, it was the no trade clause?
Because
right.
everybody in this world is defensive. Everybody has a problem with the way things
I think
look.
that's the problem I'm having with the Heat.
That's the problem I have with everybody.
This is the thing that I have that I think the organization is missing. All right. And as a mouthpiece for Heat Nation, let me just say, I don't need you to coddle me, Riles. I know. You should say, hey, ingrates. We've gone to the finals twice out of the last 4 years. We've gone to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 out of the last 4 years. Quit being big babies.
So wait, are you speaking on behalf of Heat Nation? On behalf of Riley, because you switched. You just switched sides.
No. If Riley wants to use me as a consigliere, no, I'll explain.
Did he not switch sides?
Flip-flop.
No, I'm not flip-flopping. How am I flip-flopping?
No, it's not flip-flopping. It's not flip-flopping because you just.
I'm saying as a mouthpiece.
As a mouthpiece for Heat Nation, but then you just said.
Because Riley's speaking to me as a mouthpiece for Heat Nation, and I'm saying, I don't want to hear about that. Don't tell me that.
Oh, you're
what are you, Neo and Riley's the Oracle?
Yeah, don't tell me. I'm the Oracle. Yes, I am the Heat Oracle. I'm the Orca Oracle. And what I'm telling Pat Riley is, I don't want to hear about, I didn't want to go after no trade clause.
Calm down, Mr. Smith.
What I need him to say is, here's what I wish Pat Riley would have said in his interview.
Now we're in the Matrix?
We are definitely in the Heat Matrix.
We're in the Heat Matrix.
I'll tell you what I wanted Pat Riley to say. Because Pat Riley's out here and he goes, this is another thing. I saw him, he did many interviews. And I read one today with Tim Reynolds where he goes, we never shopped Tyler Hero. Okay, dude. Like, how are you going to look, Pat, how are you going to go out there and play semantic samurai? We never shopped Tyler Hero. Now, if a top 5 player becomes available, we discuss everybody. Shopped, discussed, put your katana away. Okay.
Hey, you know what this sounds like?
That's crazy. That the samurai.
Like you are learning from the best. The OG.
I don't like that he's trying to use wiggle room.
I cannot believe you're getting offended by Mr. Miyagi of
Semantic Samurai.
This guy.
Wait, no. You're the worst. You're really getting offended by something you do to me every day.
As a mouthpiece for Heat Nation, you can't pull the wool over my eyes. You shopped Tyler Hero. You can call it shopped. You can call it discussed. You can call it threw it out there. You can do it. You shopped Tyler Hero. He said that I thought it was, he's like on Twitter basically saying, see you next year on the trade rumors.
Hey, so no, we got to go back to this because you are a piece of work. You do you even you don't even feel bad.
What do you mean?
What you're doing right now?
I don't feel bad.
You're calling somebody out
because he's trying to be
semantic samurai.
Because I don't.
You know what it is, Leroy? He finally met somebody better than him.
Yes.
Oh, he's the best.
That's the thing.
He is the best.
It's like when you go against your mentor and you realize I still haven't been able to beat him yet.
I don't
like that Navy commercial with the guy fighting himself in the middle of the street.
I don't understand this damage control that the Heat are trying to do.
It's not for you to decide.
But it should be. It should be for me to decide as a mouthpiece for Heat Nation.
No,
you should run all of this stuff by me.
Wait. So says the guy who says, I want to apologize to Raheem Mostert on behalf of the Dolphins.
Right.
You don't want to apologize to him. You do the same stuff.
Tobin, if they ran things by you, Spoelstra would be in Portland right now.
Yes.
But we'd have Damian Lillard.